Let's begin day 32 with a comprehensive welcome and roadmap. Mobile app architecture decisions have massive long-term impact on performance, development velocity, maintenance costs, and user experience. Today, we compare native development, writing platform-specific code, with Swift Objective-C for iOS and Kotlin Java for Android, versus hybrid cross-platform approaches that allow significant code sharing. We'll focus especially on React Native as a leading hybrid solution, but also touch on Flutter and others. Key decision factors include raw performance, development speed and cost, long-term maintenance, native feel and UX, and team skill availability. We'll see how these choices integrate with backend APIs from days 8 and 30, GraphQL for efficient data fetching from day 30, and day 13 security considerations for mobile clients.
One of the most practical and frequently debated choices in modern development. Today, we go deep with real trade-offs, so you can decide with confidence for your projects.
Here's the expanded roadmap for today. We start with native architecture fundamentals, using platform-specific SDKs for direct hardware and OS access, delivering the best possible performance and native feel. Then we explore hybrid approaches that enable code sharing across iOS and Android, focusing on React Native's architecture, JavaScript TypeScript bridge to native modules. We'll do a detailed head-to-head comparison on performance, developer experience, long-term maintenance, user experience fidelity, and total cost of ownership. Finally, we'll build a practical decision framework: when to go fully native, when hybrid makes sense, and common hybrid pitfalls to avoid. This connects to day 31's front-end patterns, MVC, MVVM applied to mobile, day 30's GraphQL versus REST for mobile data fetching, and day 13 security for mobile clients. Native mobile architecture deep dive. On iOS, developers use Swift with UIKit, or the more modern Swift UI for declarative UI, gaining direct optimized access to hardware sensors, camera, notifications, and all system APIs. On Android, Kotlin with Jetpack components and material design delivers native performance and look and feel. Strengths include maximum runtime performance, the best possible user experience fidelity, and unrestricted access to every platform feature. Weaknesses are the need for separate code bases, doubling effort for features and bug fixes, higher long-term maintenance costs, and slower overall development velocity compared to single code-based solutions. Hybrid and cross-platform architecture. The core idea is maintaining a single shared code base that targets both iOS and Android, and sometimes web. Approaches vary. WebView-based, Ionic Cordova renders web tech inside native shells. Bridge-based, like React Native, uses JavaScript with a native bridge for UI components. And compiled solutions like Flutter use Dart and Skia for custom rendering. React Native is particularly popular because it lets you write in JavaScript or TypeScript while calling native modules when needed. Strengths include dramatically faster development cycles, high code reuse, often 80-90%, and the ability for a single team to ship to both platforms. Weaknesses include some performance overhead from the bridge and occasional gaps in achieving 100% native look and feel. React Native Architecture Deep Dive. It runs a JavaScript thread using Hermes or JSC alongside native UI threads. The bridge serializes and passes messages between JS and native code. UI components written in JS map to native views, e.g., becomes UI view or Android view. When JS alone isn't enough, you write native modules in Swift Objective-C or Kotlin Java and expose them to JS. State management is usually handled with Redux, MobX, React Context, or lighter solutions like ZooStand. This architecture gives you web-like development speed with near-native performance for most use cases.
Performance comparison. Pure native delivers the best raw performance, smoothest 60-120 FPS animations, and lowest battery consumption. React Native comes very close for the majority of apps, with occasional bridge overhead on heavy interactions. Flutter's Skia engine provides excellent performance. Flutter's consistent look across platforms. WebView-based hybrids are generally the slowest, but can be acceptable for content-heavy or internal tools. Development speed and cost. Native requires maintaining two separate code bases, which usually means two specialized teams or double the effort. React Native enables a single codebase and a shared team, dramatically speeding up feature development and iteration. For mid-sized to large apps, hybrid often wins on long-term maintenance cost. The learning curve for native is steeper because developers need deep platform-specific knowledge, user experience, and native feel. Pure native gives the most polished platform-specific experience with perfect gestures, animations, and system integration. React Native gets very close by using real native components under the hood, though some custom interactions may feel slightly off. Flutter delivers consistent, beautiful, custom UIs across platforms, but may not match native conventions perfectly. WebView hybrids often feel the least native. Code sharing and maintenance. Pure native typically shares only 0 to 20%, usually business logic or models. React Native routinely achieves 70 to 95% code sharing in real projects. Maintenance burden is significantly lower with a single code base. However, OS updates and new platform features can require more immediate attention in native code bases. Security considerations for mobile. Native apps have direct access to the most secure platform features like Keychain, iOS, and Keystore, Android. React Native's bridge adds a small attack surface, but the ecosystem has mature mitigations and best practices. In both cases, use secure storage for tokens, implement certificate pinning for API calls, and handle authentication. OAuth, JWT from day 14, carefully to avoid common mobile pitfalls.
When to choose native, when maximum performance and platform polish are non-negotiable. High-end games, AR, VR, complex animations. When deep integration with platform-specific hardware or advanced system APIs is required. For enterprise or regulated apps with strict compliance and security requirements. When your team already has deep platform expertise and budget allows dual maintenance. When to choose native, when maximum performance and platform polish are non-negotiable. High-end games, AR, VR, complex animations. When deep integration with platform-specific hardware or advanced system APIs is required. For enterprise or regulated apps with strict compliance and security requirements. When your team already has deep platform expertise and budget allows dual maintenance. Flutter, as a strong alternative, uses Dart language with Skia rendering engine for pixel-perfect consistent UI across platforms. Hot Reload provides extremely fast development iteration. Performance is very close to native for most apps. The ecosystem is growing rapidly and is particularly strong for new greenfield projects. Decision framework summary. Choose native when performance is paramount or you need deep platform-specific features. Choose React Native or Flutter when development speed, cost efficiency, and code sharing are top priorities. Use WebView-based hybrid only for simple content-heavy or internal tools. Always measure against your team's skills, project timeline, budget constraints, and actual user experience requirements. Mobile architecture and cloud-native context. Backend typically uses day 7 microservices, with GraphQL from day 30 for efficient data fetching. React Native pairs naturally with Apollo Client for GraphQL. Deployment goes through app stores with over-the-air updates via tools like Code Push. Monitoring includes app performance metrics, and crash reporting integrated with day 18 observability.
Security in mobile architectures. Native apps have excellent built-in secure storage and biometric authentication. React Native relies on community libraries for secure storage and certificate pinning. In both cases, implement proper OAuth flows and JWT handling from day 14. Common risks include insecure local storage, man-in-the-middle attacks, and code injection. Always validate and sanitize. Mobile best practices. Maintain a single source of truth for application state. Design offline first with proper synchronization strategies. Optimize performance with lazy loading and list virtualization. Test thoroughly with unit tests, integration tests, and end-to-end tests on real devices. Common mobile architecture pitfalls. Choosing hybrid frameworks for apps that truly need maximum performance. Ignoring platform-specific UX differences and conventions. Poor state management causing memory leaks or inconsistent UI. Insufficient testing, especially on real devices rather than just emulators.
Recapping day 32, We compared native mobile development with hybrid cross platform approaches with special focus on React Native.
Covered strengths, weaknesses, decision factors, and best practices. The key takeaway: there is no universally superior approach. Choose native or hybrid based on your specific project requirements, team skills, performance needs, and long-term maintenance goals. Day 33 covers IoT architecture basics, focusing on edge computing and device management.
Homework. Take a mobile app idea and evaluate whether native, React Native, or another hybrid approach would be better. Justify with trade offs. Questions from today? Drop them in the comments. Irene and I will reply. Thanks so much for joining us. If this helped, give it a like, share with your network, and subscribe for the full series.